good and hot, it's going to begin to shape the glass with a wooden block. Now, these blocks are made out of fruit woods. The reason we use fruit woods is because they have a dense grain pattern. They burn away evenly, and they don't leave much residue on the glass. Don's got it in a nice round shape. Put a little puff of air into the end of the iron. You get to see a small bubble forming in the center of the glass. Now, most people think it's hard to blow a bubble in glass. It's actually not much harder than blowing up a balloon. It only takes about 3 pounds of pressure to blow a bubble into hot glass. Don's going to take and cool this glass down. We don't have enough glass to make the vase that we want to make today. We're going to go back into our holding tank and gather up some more clear glass on top of it. Don has about 6 to 8 seconds to gather up the glass that he wants before that bubble collapses. You notice he's got about 2 to 3 times the amount of glass he originally had on the end of his iron. This should be enough glass to make the vase that we want to make for you today. He's going to continue to shape the glass with a larger wooden block. Well, not only do these blocks help to shape the glass, they also center the glass on the iron and cool it down as well. Keep this box soaking in water all the time. The water comes in contact with the hot glass, creates a pocket of steam for that glass to smoothly roll over. Slowly expands the bubble inside, keep a lot of weight on the bottom. Now using a pair of steel jacks to cut a restriction mark or a cut line at the top of the vase. Then later on in the show, we'll disconnect the vase down the blow iron at that mark. Now that the glass is cooling down a little bit, you can start to see those thick and thin parts, the color that I was talking about. Don's going to take and point the bottom vase up. This is taking it, getting most of the weight in the bottom. We're going to take and elongate the vase after we heat it up. With this glass, we have to maintain a temperature higher than 900 degrees Fahrenheit. If we're to fall below that temperature, the glass can very easily crack due to stress that gets in the glass from cooling too quickly. A good working temperature for this glass is about 1500 degrees. Once the glass drops down to about 1400 degrees, it begins to solidify and become harder to work with. Now turning his iron, gravity is pulling the glass away from the iron. Don's now going to use a tool called a steam pad to cool the glass down a little bit. It's also smoothing the glass out. This steam pad is a graphite fiber reinforced pad. Wet newspapers in the middle of it to keep your hand from burning. Now it's not going to take and concentrate most of the steam on the bottom of the vase. Then going to take and begin to shape the vase. hot glass settle back on itself a little bit. It's going to form the base of the base. Now we're going to gather up a little bit of glass on the end of a solid iron. We're going to transfer this piece from Don's low iron onto this punty. Now this small amount of glass on the end of this iron, it's going to act like glue. We're going to stick it right to the bottom of the base. Now I'm going to center this iron on the bottom. It's very important to make sure that the irons are centered. It makes working with the glass a lot easier. Now I'm going to apply a little bit of water to that score mark you made. This will create some stress in the glass there. With a little vibration, the base will come right off of Don's iron. Now that we're disconnected from the blow iron, we begin to work on the mouth of the base. That's going to heat up the mouth. We're going to melt back some of those sharp edges that may have been left when we disconnected the base from the blow iron. Don's going to use a wooden paddle to shape up the top a little bit. We want to take and expand the top of the base. We're no longer connected to a blow iron. We're going to use a tool called a steam stick. This is a wooden comb that's soaked in water all the time. We're going to insert this into the mouth of the base. That water, when it comes in contact with the hot glass, providing that we have a good seal at the mouth, will create steam to pump that hot glass right out. Don's been working glass for about 23 years now. It makes it look pretty easy. The standard apprentice program in a glass blowing factory is about 6 years to complete. If you don't have that much time though, if you'd like to do a little glass blowing yourself, you can always go over to our walk-in workshop. It's right across the parking lot from the museum here, where you can be assisted in making some hand-blown glass. Now I'm going to use a pair of wooden jacks to shape the glass a little more. These wooden jacks are also known as parchokes. The reason we're using a wooden jack right now is because the wood is a little more forgiving on the glass. It won't leave as many marks or scratches as steel would. The wood also doesn't take the heat out of the glass as time to work with the glass before we have to reheat it. We're actually going to finish this piece without touching it. Don's going to get the lip of the piece nice and hot. Once it heats up, he'll begin to turn his iron faster, and centrifugal force will open the lip up right like a plate.